Hello and welcome to Breakfast All Day. We are making it work here in the morass of chaos and confusion that is our world. But Alonso and Matt and I, we're all here. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, say hi.
Hello.
And our next review for you guys, this is really cool indie called Blow the Man Down. It is a Spirit Award nominee this past year for Best First Screenplay. It is really singular and unique and cool and strange and very ambitious mix of genres. And Alonso is going to describe it.
So yeah, this is a movie that premiered at Sundance of 2019. It is now an Amazon Prime exclusive, and it drops today. So Sophie, Lowe, and Morgan Saylor, one of Christy's favorite actresses, play sisters in Maine. Well, isn't she one of the Thoroughbreds girls, or am I remembering that wrong?
No, that's Anya Taylor-Joy and Olivia Cook.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Anyway,
continue.
I always like Morgan Saylor. I can never remember where I've seen her, but I know she's cool. Anyway, so they play sisters
She looks like Anya Taylor-Joy. That's why. Go ahead.
Oh, that might be it. Well, I think she was on. She was Xanthippe on The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Anyway, so these two sisters in Maine, their mother dies, and very quickly they get involved in a murder in self-defense that they have to cover up against the backdrop of town intrigue, because the death of their mother has left something of a power vacuum among the women who really run the show in this small town. There is a trio of the late mother's best friends who are played by Annette O'Toole, Marceline, Hugot, and June Squibb, facing off against the town madam, played by the great Margo Martindale. And it turns out the murder victim is a guy who worked for Margo Martindale. So there's a lot happening at cross paths in this movie. It's part murder mystery. It's part kind of sisters dealing with grief and coming of age, but it's smart and funny and unpredictable. And look, you give me a movie with Margo Martindale and Annette O'Toole and June Squibb and Marceline Hugot, I'm gonna watch them do whatever they want.
I was thinking about you the whole time I was watching this, Alonso, because I know how much you love Margo Martindale like I do. And it's this big, showy, scenery-chewing role. Like, they give her a cane. She gets this cool, ornate cane to walk with. And she's such a badass, and she's so fierce. I think quite frequently she gets cast as somebody who's sweet and warm, because there's like a southern kind of decency about her. So when she gets to play mean and badass, it's really fun. Plus, there's this Greek chorus of fishermen.
Yes,
literally. They literally are a chorus, and they start off the film, and they set the tone from the very beginning that you are in a really peculiar place and time, and it's a daring bit. It's a daring conceit that works really well, strangely enough, with everything else that's going on here.
This is like Swallow, a second feature film from writers and directors Bridget Savage Cole and Danielle Krudy. This is a movie that is very confident in itself, and I think manages to pull off it lives up to its ambitions, because you have these sort of parallel storylines happening, and you're not entirely sure how are these roads going to converge, but they do. And along the way you get these just really kind of lived in performances, and you really understand this town. You believe these people live there. You even buy Margo Martindale's Maine accent, which is, as you say, she usually sounds very Texan. So I think this movie has a lot of chutzpah, but it works.
Matt?
Yeah, this is like the Down East Maine film noir our town. And I loved it.
I was saying it was Mystic Pizza meets Fargo.
That's good too.
Yeah,
and none of that should work, right? That shouldn't work on paper, but it does.
No, it totally does. This is. I like when a movie is set in a small town and people aren't stupid. Right? I mean, because we get so much of that. We get so much of like, oh, these people are hicks and they don't know what they're doing and they're really kind of naive. And no, actually, hardly, like, as we go along, it's like, oh, right? I like I thought that this was a really fun movie. It does. It's got that kind of almost Hitchcock feel from time to time, in that there's tension but there's both tension and you're worried about whether or not people are going to get away with stuff, but there's also humor in it. You get involved in the different points of view of the different characters. I had a great time with this. And yes, the chorus of the singing fishermen is a nice treat because they sing very well. And even that is germane, drink at home, everybody, to kind of the way where the movie ends up, and how some of the singing plays into the film at the very end. I would say this is definitely one to watch. It's on Amazon Prime. And it just released today, and I think it's it's certainly different. It's not it's not necessarily kind of a popcorn, kind of leave it on while you're doing stuff in the background. I think this one you're going to need to pay some attention to.
Plus, it's such a rich sense of place that you're going to want to watch it. You're going to want to let yourself get immersed in it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this.
Also, I don't think I've ever seen a movie that kind of played the idea of a town having a whorehouse as a way to sort of protect the good women, like there's this whole thing where at first you just think, oh, well, the Margo Martindale runs this whorehouse. And then you come to find out that this was sort of a long stand where basically they wanted to kind of provide an outlet for all of the fishermen and the out of town men to like leave the women that actually lived there alone.
Yeah, there's that kind of like, initially it's like, that's weird that there's kind of a bordello in this little town. And then after a while you're like, oh, yeah, okay, well, I guess it's like the dog pound, so to speak. I guess they gotta, do something.
It's a bordello for good.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, okay, that's twisted and weird, but
yeah,
okay.
and obviously it makes the women behind it more complicated, because on the one hand they're like protecting themselves and their daughters, on the other hand they're finding these women somewhere and putting them to work there, so clearly they're not concerned about their well-being so much. I just I think that this is a movie that doesn't sort of offer any kind of pat answers for stuff, and you have the character of like the girl who wants to leave town, but that goes into some interesting places as well. Yeah, I really did not know where this was going almost the entire time, and that's an all too rare feeling watching a movie these days.
Right. So between this and Swallow, you have two truly original indies that you don't know where they're going, and they're very strange and very ambitious and cool. So you've got some good stuff to watch at home.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, so I'm saying 8.2.
8.5.
Did I say 8?
You did say 8. Is that 8. What you want to say?
Sure.
Okay. 8.3 is our number. It's on Prime. Go watch it.
Go watch it.
Indeed. And hey, thanks for spending some time with us. I know things are crazy right now, but we appreciate you having us around, and we're going to do our best to drop new reviews for you every week. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe to our channel so you can be abreast of all the stuff that we bring out. If you want even more content, you can check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay, where we are reviewing new HBO shows and other cool stuff for our members. Our Patreon's supporters this month picked Contagion for us to review, so we're going to look at that. You can also follow us on all the social medias at BeFastAllDay. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys. Stay well. Go join us at our Patreon, too. Bye.
Bye.